And that is ketchup. Oh, look at that stuff. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're making ketchup before ketchup. We're making the original ketchup before the ketchup we know now. This is an old-fashioned British condiment way back from the 1700s. British again, fantastic inventions which was then turned into ketchup. So we're making the original ketchup with mushrooms. Okay, this is the day before. I've got some wiped mushrooms. Now, what we need to do is chop the mushrooms finely. Now, you can chop it as fine as you want. We do want it quite fine, so just set about and chop up the mushrooms. Right, and then you need to take a ceramic or glass bowl, something that's not going to react like a metal one, and we need to put that mushroom in there. Just chuck your mushroom in the bowl. So just dig out a non-reactive bowl and chop your mushrooms, throw them in, and then we're going to add salt. Okay, there's our mushrooms. Right, I'm just going to transfer it to this bowl so I can chuck it about a bit and then put it back in the ceramic bowl. So what we need to do is add a good tablespoon of salt. And we're just going to give that a mix in. So that's obviously going to draw out the moisture of the mushrooms, which is going to give us a load of fluid. And this is going to be left on the side, not in the fridge, just on the side until tomorrow. It's going to be left overnight. You can see it's already started to release moisture, look. That's fabulous. So just give it another couple of stirs in here, make sure that salt's all the way through, and then we'll transfer it back and cover it up. So get your ceramic bowl that you got, or glass bowl or plastic, whatever you're going to keep it in, and get those mushrooms back in there. Now, like I say, if you had a big enough ceramic or glass bowl to mix it in, you could have just done this. That's it. Just cover it over and leave it 24 hours. And here we are now with our mushrooms, and look at all that fluid in there. Okay, a little bit about the history very quickly, but there is in the description as per usual. You know, this was a sought after condiment in the 1700s. You know, the rich people that were already started to use this stuff, you know, and the umami flavours from this was used in pies, gravies, whatever. And it's only chopped up mushrooms, look. So you can see when we put all this together how it went on to evolve to Worcester sauce and everything else that we have now. You know, I'm using ground allspice, cloves, we've got pepper, onion, garlic, malt vinegar and a bay leaf. Mushrooms and the mushroom fluid. So you can understand by the flavours of this how everything started to evolve, with anchovy fillets being put in here, there and everywhere, you know, and this is giving it like a soy sauce flavour straight away. It's changing, and that's how it went on to evolve to Worcester sauce, being fermented and kept. But this is the original, so let's crack on and make it. So basically we're going to get a pan, get a pan on. So it's a case of we get all that in there, all those mushrooms and that salty mushroom water that's come out of there. We're going in there with the onion and the garlic, our pepper. I'm using ground allspice. They would have used allspice berries back in the day. And I've got some cloves. I've got a bay leaf and I've got some malt vinegar. Give it a good mix in. Incorporate that in there. Turn on the flame and we're going to bring it up to a simmer. We're going to simmer it for about 40 minutes, partially covered. We're going to put a lid on, partially, let it all cook out. And I think there's going to be some very vinegary aroma in here in the next 40 minutes. So there you go, it's starting to boil up there. And all we're going to do is put this lid on. Like I said, we're going to let it simmer for 40 minutes. So we're going to put that on like that, and we're going to keep coming along within that 40 minutes just to give it a little stir. Make sure nothing is stuck on the bottom. It's as easy as that. Okay, then that's a good, in fact that's a good evaporation gone on there in 40 minutes, but that is a really nice smelling, very vinegary spices. Right, let's turn that off a second. Right, what I'm going to do, old-fashioned ways, right, they would have taken a cloth, when this goes cold, put it in a cloth, and they would have wrung it out to take out the juice and the debris that left in there. You know, could be used in stews and things like that. However, we're going to do it slightly different because I want all of this out of here. Being a Yorkshireman, I'm tight. They call it tight. I'm going to blend this. I'm going to blend it with a stick blender when it cools down. And then we're going to strain it. And then that means we're going to get all that mushroom juice as well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let this cool. And then we're going to give it a blending. And then we're going to strain it. And then we'll have ketchup. Okay, I've had this thing sitting here for about 10 minutes. I'm just going to take this bay leaf out. And I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to blend this. I think that's blended. So we're just going to put the cloth on there. I want to chip all that in there like that. Now my recommendation is not to blend it. I don't think it's such a good idea after I've done it. But there you go. Right. We want to squeeze all that juice out of there. Well, that is ketchup in there. That is mushroom ketchup. We just need to get all this out of here. Yeah, actually, blending it is not a good way, because it's finding itself harder to release all the fluid from inside, because we've actually created a paste. So I would recommend not blending. I just wanted to get the most of the flavour. I mean, it's coming out, don't get me wrong, but I mean, look, you can see it where my thumb is. But it's taking a lot more work, I reckon, than if it was just mushrooms. Okay, I think I've squeezed enough there. Right, that is the original ketchup. Okay, we need to be getting this ketchup in that bottle, so I'm just going to put it in a jug to make it easier. So that's going in there, and then we're just going to pour it into there. And that is ketchup. Oh, look at that stuff. Okay, we've bottled it. What does it taste like? By heck. It's mushroom forward. You can taste the mushrooms. It's salty, it's sour. It's definitely a fantastic seasoning condiment, without a doubt. It's very, very tasty indeed, and this could be used quite easily. Well, this is a vegan Worcester sauce, without a shadow of a doubt. That is a fantastic flavour right there, and I am not going to throw it away. This is going to be bottled. I've got some more bottles, and we're going to use it. We're going to cook with the stuff. It's that good. But you know, it's like drinking Worcester sauce. It's got the sourness. It's like drinking Maggi, anything like that. It's got the sourness in there from the vinegar. It's salty, very mushroom forward. You can taste the mushrooms in this. That is superb. Now, there are manufacturers out there manufacturing mushroom ketchup, even in the UK, but if you read the ingredients, which obviously I read all ingredients, as you know, you read the ingredients, it's only 3% mushroom. Why is that? Well, it's quite simple really. It's for preservation. They can't put more in than that. So if you go read the ingredients, you'll find it says 3% mushroom, whereas this is a higher quality, lower shelf life. There you go. But stick it in the fridge, that is going to last 3 months without a problem. But I'm going to chuck it in all my pies. That is superb. Well, there you go. If you like what we're doing, tell your friends how easy it is to actually make a vegan ketchup, like a Worcester sauce or something like that. There's no anchovies, there's no nothing in here. It's absolutely superb. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video. Fabulous. Come on.